Closing deals is not easy, but it doesn't mean you can't do it. Whether you're just getting started or you're not getting the results you want yet, in this video I will share with you my 5 favorite tips to help you build rapport with prospects and close more deals. My name is Youssef and I'm the founder of the Scalelab, where salespeople just like you learn the best tips, tools and templates to scale their sales. Number 1, prepare your meeting. I can't stress this enough. Knowing exactly what your company does is being standard, but knowing exactly what your prospect does is being smart. Research what the company does. Also, who is the person you're talking to and their colleagues. You might even name drop some of them. So, tip for you, use LinkedIn Sales Navigator to find out what team they belong to. Here's an example. Let's pretend I was searching for the Scalelab on LinkedIn Sales Navigator. There's various information that I can already access, part of their website, the number of employees they have, what they do, but especially there's something I would like to show you, which is called the account map. The account map is a sort of organizational chart that divides the people in the company within different tiers, tier 3, tier 2, tier 1. Obviously, tier 1 corresponds to people who have more decision-making power, and it goes down then. So what you can see here is that we have a co-founder called Arnaud Renou, who deals with growth and partnerships. So let's imagine you are talking to somebody else from the team, for instance Judith Nalos, and you would like to build a partnership with the Scalelab. Because you visited the page, you're also aware that Arnaud Renou is probably the person who will be making the decisions on all things partnerships. So you could name drop this person within your call. This is just one of the information you can gather, among others as insights as well as alerts. But I suggest you to look into what every individual does, posts about, and even maybe writes on the internet. Over to you now. Number 2, ask the right questions. Sales is a process of unfolding information. It's called qualifying. And to achieve this, you should know precisely what critical questions you need to have answered. In fact, this is not only to qualify the prospect, but also to know how you should tailor your approach with any given prospect. There is no one-size-fits-all approach, as answers will vary from a prospect to another. But using what and how questions are your best friends. For example, instead of saying, "Are you using a recruitment agency?" ask, "What recruitment agency do you use?" You can then follow up with, "How is it working so far?" instead of asking, "Are you satisfied?" Number 3, speak less, listen more. If you find yourself speaking more than your prospect, there is a problem. Sales is not about talking, it's about listening. Their needs, the problems they're facing, what solution they are currently using, if any, how it is working for them, who is part of the decision-making process, etc. Well, how can you find about any of this if you're speaking more than you're listening? My suggestion is to aim for an 80-20 listening-speaking ratio. And if you find yourself speaking more, pause and ask a question. Number 4, plan next steps. Once you're coming to the end of a meeting, be it a call or in person, ask when you should speak next and if there is anyone else you should include in the meeting. Most salespeople will end the call with the prospect just asking, "Send me a deck." And they will be stuck without the next step because the deck is not what is going to book a second meeting. This is not about forcing anyone into another conversation, it's really about easing the process for you as well as your prospect. Because guess what? Your competitors have already asked the same prospect for a second meeting. If you don't, you'll be left behind. Number 5, following up. Now that your meeting is over, refrain from showering your prospect with too many documents. If you follow the previous tips, you'll now be able to give the prospect a very tailored follow-up. Here's how it goes. 1, a reminder of what you do, no more than 1 line. 2, a recap of your chat. This will show that you took notes during the meeting and make the prospect feel heard. And 3, highlight the next steps, which will give you also a reason to follow up. For instance, we will speak in 2 weeks again and I have already included John and Sarah for our next meeting. So let's summarize what we just saw. If you want to get better at closing deals, here are the 5 sales tips you can adopt right away. Prepare your meetings, ask the right questions, speak less, listen more, plan next steps, and following up. So this is it. You can watch more videos about cold email and also sales tips at the end of this video. You can also subscribe now to be kept posted on the future videos we have.